want to ask me, well, why should I buy an engine from you? I see the parts you use, and I see there's a lot of different shops use the same kind of parts. And what makes yours different? And I always try to tell these people, especially if they're really not experienced engine people, they throw terms around, fully machined. In a lot of operations, fully machined means they hone it, wash, and smack cam bearings in it. And that's fully machined. There's so much little detail that goes into these blocks. The inspection process. We do our own QC on virtually every part that we use, because you have to. The crew that we have, they've been working for me, doing blocks for me for over 35 years, same guy. And he does everything from a 3,000 horsepower Pro Mod engine down to a 400 horsepower street engine. And it's the same process, it doesn't change. With all the experience that we have, we know on certain blocks, all the little stuff that we have to check for, grind deeper, these are castings, they're never perfect. And we have fixtures that we use, so before it even goes into one of our CNC router machines to do the actual machine work on it, all the hand work is done. Literally right down to the point, even oil galley plugs. We have depths, we have taps marked. We run taps in it so that the plug will wind up at the right spot and won't be sticking out. Some people say, well, that's a little over the top, but once again, I like that, and it is important in some areas, especially with mid plates. And it just makes a more consistent product, and we don't have trouble with it once it gets into the assembly room. Everything is taken care of before it even goes through the rottler. And then you have, obviously, a guy with that kind of experience operating the machine, the setup, you get just excellent results. We have all our programs in it. We have different stroker programs for different style rods, different strokes. I learned this lesson years ago in stroker motors. A lot of people just go in and hog out a bunch of clearance so nothing can possibly hit. But on a stroker engine, you want it to be minimal. You want just enough so that everything clears, but you don't want to remove any of the material from the bottom of the cylinder. You're taking away stability, you're upsetting the ring at the bottom of the stroke. There's a lot of real reasons to taking your time and making sure that when you do your notching for strokers, that it isn't just one giant big cut across the bottom and opening it up. And we're very particular about that. And the fact that we've been doing this, been in business, over 45 years now doing it, it's really my name on there. And everything that I've learned, I instill it in my employees. I'd say 2/3 of my employees have been with me over 20 years. And they know my way, and it's the only way that I let it happen here. And with all that experience, all the engines that we've built, our basic 540 combination. I started building 496s, the first 4¼ strokes, before there were any real cranks available. We actually started with GM cranks welded up and cut, and then hard chrome back in the day, in the 80s and late 70s. So all of those combinations, and I counted up the other day, I built over 5,000 540s, which is, that's a lot of 540s. So, if you want to talk cams and cylinder heads, I got the answer for you. And that's what people get from me, and it's not an option, it's not extra charge. We've been there, we've done it, we've built them, we've tried it this way, tried it that way. We see the results, not just the dyno on the racetrack, and when we get the motor back after a year or two for a rebuild, we can tell what kind of components, what kind of cams, would beat the seats out. And some stuff would come back and, the seats are good, the guides are good. You just know you got what we call a happy combination. And that's so important. And you can't get that from a catalog. You can't get it from calling somebody on the phone, because everything's interrelated. You could have the best cylinder head, the best intake, the best cam. And I say that laughingly because there is no such thing. But it's that combination when you put all these things together with a piston, a dome design, the static compression, how the finish, how you get the rings to seal, the type, it goes on and on and on. And that's the kind of what I call the beauty of this place, is we build so many, we get to see all the results, and it's a cumulative knowledge, and it transfers into the final product that the customer is going to get. He doesn't pay any extra, but he gets a superior product, and he's dealing with a company he knows he can trust. And that's why I always recommend it. And I think you try us once, you'll be a customer for life.
Still going.